Your girl is off the market. What is up, y'all? Arianna here, back with another video. This bustier, I don't even know if that's what it's called, but this got the girl sitting up, you know, coming out to play. Also, if you hear a little something in the background, my man is making dinner, so it's just a little slicing and dicing, a little appetizing. So just ignore it, because I also procrastinated making this video until dinner time. I had all day. So as most of you guys know, I went on a date a little while back, and by the intro you can tell me and him are still an item. So I wanted to give you guys a quick little update and let you guys know what happened on the next 2 dates and how we became officially official. Your girl is off the market. I'm wiped up, I'm taken, I'm spoken for. I have a man. My man loves me. Ain't that right, baby? Anyway, I'm gonna start from the day after our date. After our first date. So that next morning, they sent me a text message, and it was the sweetest message. It was a recap. This is so weird.
What?
Making a story time about you while you're here.
Alright, it's fine. What, you want me to leave?
No, no. Don't you leave me.
I'm not leaving.
So he texted me the next morning, and it was the sweetest text message. It was pretty much like a detailed recap of our entire day, because we spent like the whole day together on our first date. So yeah, he was just saying like everything that he liked from the date, everything that he enjoyed. I mean, he enjoyed the whole date, but like he was saying specific details of our entire day. And like, y'all know, the Virgo in me once again screamed out because he actually remembered details. He remembered so many small details of our entire day, and it just made me feel like he actually like really liked me. He was invested, and at this point so was I. I mean, I even FaceTimed my mom like the night of the first date. As soon as I got home, and I FaceTimed her, I was like, Mom, whew, this man. And she was like, okay, don't get too excited. But I was already excited. So anyway, he texted me that, and I responded, and we just started talking, and I told him that I couldn't wait to see him again. Not in like a I can't wait to see you kind of way, but like a, oh my gosh, like I really enjoyed myself, I can't wait to see you again, it'll be so much fun. And then he was like, well, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, hanging out with you. So he was like, okay, well, there's 2 options of what we could do. I don't know what I just did. I was like, there's 2. I did an alien hand. I noticed when I do a peace sign, I always go like this. I don't do a normal peace sign, like separating it like that. Also, ooh, guys, don't judge my nails. I gotta do them. Don't judge them. Anyway, so he said there are 2 options. So we could go to World on Wheels, which is a skating rink out here in LA, which I haven't been to yet. I want to go to, but I was like, skating, roller skating. I could rollerblade back in the day, like, you know, when I was like 5, and I rollerblade into the skating rink and stuff, but I'd be wobbling and falling a little bit. I remember one time on my birthday at the skating rink, they had us go in the middle of a circle, and I was just standing there, and I fell. That's what I get for trying to show out. Oh my gosh. I got up really quickly, because 5-year-old me was like, it's my birthday. But I said, I can't do that in front of this fine man. What if I break my leg? I don't know if I have health insurance. What if the payment doesn't go through? The industry's shut down. I'm not working. I mean, this is before Corona, so I don't have, that's not really an excuse. This sounds just hard. But anyway, so immediately I was like, I don't know about that one. But then option number 2 was wine and paint. I said, that sounds safe. Except I did do a little damage to his shirt with my paintbrush on accident. We'll get there. Anyway, so needless to say, I chose option number 2, sip and paint. Drink a little wine, paint a little painting. I ended up meeting up with him at the place. He was gonna pick me up, but I was like, I'm an independent woman. And I ended up, you know, spending $50 on an Uber to get there. I should have him pick me up. So I get to the place and I walk into the room and Bae is there. He's talking to the waitress. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, the waitress, she was like cute looking. I don't know if she was young. She looked like she could have been like 21 maybe. But she was like cute looking. I was like, oh, is he gonna be a little player? But she immediately turned to me and was like, oh, you must be her. Me? Her? Yes, it's me. I am her. It's me. I am she. She is I. Oh, can't wait to sip and paint.
Sip and paint, paint and sip.
Paint and sip. So, you know, I was pretty excited. I was like, wow, oh my gosh, like, he's talking about me. I mean, of course it was just the waitress, but like nobody ever just turns like, oh, you must be her. Like, you know, that's never happened to me before. That's never happened to me before. So I was like, oh, hi. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna run and go grab y'all's drinks. Y'all let me know if y'all need anything else. And I was like, okay. And so I gave Bae a hug, and then he gave me a kiss, and it was like, it was pretty much like we were like a couple already. It was like a hug and like a greeting kiss. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I think this man is my husband. And anyway, so I sit down and we get to painting, and then the waitress comes back with our drinks, and I think he's psychic a little bit, because, you know, I love being in control, and I get nervous because I feel like every time I let somebody else be in charge or be in control, they do it wrong. But every single time, he always gets it right. He always gets it right, except once when we were getting a TV. I was kidding. But it's okay, because we went back and we got it under control.
And we freaking handled it.
Handled it. But he gets it right every single time. And he ordered me a rosé. I love rosé. Rosé is always my first choice wine. It's either rosé or Moscato, because I like a little sweet little delectableness. He just knew. And I was like, how'd you know what drink I wanted? And he was like, based off your personality and like what we talked about yesterday, I just kind of guessed rosé. And he was like, I'm glad you like it. I was like, okay. So I started sipping my rosé. We were painting. It was so much fun. And we were being like all cute and like cuddly. And we would kiss a little bit in the class, you know. Just do a little here and there. It wasn't like that. It was cuter. It was a lot cuter. But you know, I think I started feeling the wine a little bit because I accidentally like stabbed him with my paintbrush, and it left a stain on his shirt. I saw him in the shirt, like he wore it as an undershirt one day, and I was like, is that the, oh my gosh, it didn't come out. Babe, bring me that shirt. Thank you. This is the shirt that Bae wore on our second date. This is where I stabbed him in the heart with my paintbrush. Memories, and I ruined this shirt. We should frame this. You're like, no, we're gonna throw it away. So yeah, it was just a really great time. Before we even met, I mentioned to him that I wanted to start eating meat again because it just wasn't the healthiest for me to not be eating a lot of protein. I lost a lot of weight. I mean, there were other factors into me losing weight and stuff like that, but like I had to start taking a bunch of extra vitamins, things like that. So I told him like I want to start introducing meat to my diet again, and he remembered. So after we went to the sip and paint class, we went to get pho, which is like Vietnamese soup. It's like broth with vegetables and like it has noodles in it, right? Some noodles. I got the chicken one so that way I can just have the chicken broth and it wouldn't be too much because it was the first time I was reintroducing meat besides seafood back into my diet. And it was just like very sweet of him to remember that that was something that I wanted to do. So he thought about where we should go. That's not gonna be a place that's gonna be too like heavy on me. It was just really sweet and really thoughtful. But when we were there, I was tested. Okay, I wasn't really tested, but our waitress could not understand him. So he's from England. And he asked for 2 waters. And he said,
Can I have some water?
and she said, huh? And he said,
Can I have some water?
she said, we don't have that. And I said, water. I had to get real country. Water. 2 waters. And then she was like, oh, and then brought us waters.
My nose drunk.
So in that moment, So in that moment, he knew that I had his back. Because I got irritated, I was thirsty. I was ready to drink some water. Just got all that rosé. I was ready for some water. She said they didn't have no water. Everybody got some water. What kind of places that we get shut down? We didn't get no water. But anyway, so I had his back and he appreciated them. And then after we ate, we had our waters and we went back to my place. He drove me back, so I had to pay them $50 Uber. But he drove me back home, and y'all, we spent about 2 hours in the car just talking about our lives, showing each other pictures and old videos. Like, we were just having a blast, just talking with each other. And so finally it was time to go back up to my apartment because it was late. It was like 1:30 in the morning and he had to go to work at 6 the next morning, or get up at 6 the next morning to go to, oh no, he was going to the gym and then work. They had to be at work at 7:30. Oh, so you were getting up at what, 5:30? Oh my gosh, it was already 1:30 in the morning and he had to drive 30 minutes to get home and then be up in like a few hours, 3 hours. And we got out of the car and we walked to my gate, and then of course we had a little goodnight kiss, and then it turned into a goodnight hug, and then we were just embracing, and then we kept being like, okay, time to go, and then we were like, okay, just one more hug, and we would just sit there hugged up in silence, and then 45 minutes later we finally said our real goodbyes. It was literally 45 minutes later, y'all. So after date number 2, we started text. I mean, we're already texting like all day every day, but we kept texting all day every day, getting into deeper convos, getting to know each other a lot more. We started FaceTiming, and we were like, okay, we were gonna hang out again because now it was the weekday. I was shooting a series with Meryl Twins, which is coming out on April 14th, called Prom Night. Shameless plug. And he of course was working, so we couldn't like hang out during the day, but we ended up saying on a specific day that we were going to go on a 3rd date. We were going to go to this Axe place, but my shoot ended up going a little longer than I expected, which is normal with shoots. And so we ended up having to cancel the axe throwing festivities, and we were like, okay, well, let's just hang out. And then but he was already in the area, and y'all, he waited like 2 to 3 hours in the parking lot for me to wrap, because we had planned to hang out, and I was like, I thought he was gonna go. He almost went home. Like I was like, oh, it's okay, like you don't have to. And I thought he was going to, and I was so sad because I really wanted to hang out with him because I hadn't seen him. I hadn't seen him in a few days, and I know it's just a few days, but like we just really connect. And I was just really sad, but he waited, y'all. He waited in the parking lot on me for 2 to 3 hours. He's remembering this right now. I see him, his eyes were like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Now I'm stuck with this girl. But he did, and now he's stuck with me. So we decided to go to a restaurant closer to my apartment, and on our way there we were just chit-chatting, we were talking, and we really got to talk about like us, where we were, what we kind of were pursuing. And he made a comment. He was like, he said something about our potential relationship, and in my mind I was like, potential, which was like that was okay for him to say because it was our 3rd date, and it was like, but for some reason I accidentally said out loud potential. I didn't mean to say it. It slipped out, but I said it under my breath. I said potential, like I said, just like that, like quietly. And he heard it. And I was embarrassed because I didn't want to seem crazy, because I was already kind of like, dang, I'm kind of attached to him, and y'all know I was not trying to like date really. Like I was like open to dating, but I was not thinking that I was gonna find anybody like anytime soon. But when he was just everything that I want in a man, so I was like kind of like attached to him at this point, but I wasn't trying to let him know. And when he said potential, like initially it just kind of like brought me back down to earth, because I was kind of like in the clouds, like I was just really excited about him, and it just kind of made me remember like, oh wait, no, like we're still getting to know each other, like calm down, like slow down. But I still actually said it out loud, and I got nervous. I was like, dang it, I'm gonna scare this man away. I mean, of course, if y'all saw my last story time, I said I was gonna bang my head on a tree and I did scare him away. So, but it's different, like making a joke than like saying something like that. So I was really nervous. But then he was like, yeah, blah, 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 with our potential relationship. And I was like, potential? And he goes, oh no, you're right. No, our relationship. We're in a relationship. Those were two things that I love to hear. One, you're right. I love hearing that. I'm right. I know. Thank you. I know. And the second thing, we're in a relationship. What kind of relationship? I didn't know at this point. I didn't want to push it. Didn't want to ask too much. I was scared. Didn't want to get my feelings hurt. I already gotten to be like, oh, we're in a relationship. But I didn't want to say like, what kind of? I didn't want to push it too far and ask him what kind of, like, what do you mean? What kind of relationship? Like, which is this like a? Are we together? So I just didn't ask anything. I was just like, oh, okay. We get to the restaurant and we eat. It's delicious. We're chit-chatting, we're talking, we're doing our thing, you know. And then we end up going, we're at this place called The Village. And so we ate at the restaurant and then we walked around a little bit. And there was like this little pond and like sitting area out there. And so we sat there and we were talking again. And we sat there for a good like maybe 2 hours. Another like 2 hours, y'all. 2 hours. And we were just talking about, again, about life, our goals, our dreams, what we want to do, what we've done, just everything. He even did a backflip for me, y'all. He was like, y'all can do backflips. I was like, oh really? And he was like, yeah. And then he did it twice. And he was like, I'm just bending over backwards for you, huh? You got me doing backflips for you. I said, I was impressed. I was scared though, because it was on concrete. I was like, he's gonna bust his head open on it. I was like, please be safe. He was safe. He was safe. So while we were sitting there just talking about our feelings and like we would recap the dates before and talk about what we were actually feeling in certain moments and stuff. And it was just like, I just love doing stuff like that, being really analytical about like our dates, but it was like cutesy analytical. So we were just talking about like, oh, you know, I was so nervous when this happened, or I was so nervous when this happened, and oh, this was so funny to me. I was nervous. I thought I was going to scare you away, but like just talking about all that. And he ends up telling me like that I'm his dream girl and that he really, really likes me, and just like warming my little heart. He really made me feel special, because that just kind of confirmed that he felt the same way that I did, because I was just afraid to be needy or to be too clingy or to be just jumping too far ahead. But him saying that was just like confirmation, like we're on the same page, we're on the same wavelength, because he's my dream man too, y'all. I'm just telling y'all. So after that, he drove me back home, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to like leave this date without confirming what he meant by we're in a relationship, just to make sure, like, because in my mind, him saying we're in a relationship, I'm like, okay, we're together, but I wasn't sure, because you never know these days. Y'all see my last story times, people can be crazy. So I was like, when he gave me a hug, my kiss or whatever, and I was just like, so we're in a relationship? And he was like, yeah. I was like, so we're together? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, so I'm no longer single, you're no longer single? And he was like, yeah. And I go, so you're my boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend, you're my boyfriend? And he goes, no, I'm not a boy, I'm a man, I'm your man, I'm your significant other. I said, oh, I'm never had somebody tell me they my man. He said, I ain't no boy. I said, you right, because no boy would treat me like this. All them boys I met in the past were short boys. This is a grown man I'm dealing with, y'all. A grown man. And now we're together, even though I am psychotic. So yeah, that's an update on what's been going on with us. A little update about our relationship. Because you guys have been really, really wanting it. And I just want to thank y'all so much also for respecting my privacy, because I was nervous about posting the first story time, because that was like, we were in a relationship at the time that I posted the first story time, but I just wanted to like let it marinate a little bit, give it a little time, make sure we were gonna stay on the same page, you know. It was super early on, But y'all respect my privacy, and you let me, you know, do my thing. And now I got my man, and he's got me. He's stuck with me. I don't know how he feels about that, but no, I'm kidding. He tells me that he's not stuck with me. It's not being stuck if
he wants to be there.
I didn't have to cue him to finish the sentence. He did it for me. But anyway, give this video a big thumbs up because y'all been requesting it, and maybe, just maybe, someday he'll appear on my channel. Maybe, we'll see. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to check out all my other story times so you can see the journey to getting here. It's been rough, it's been long, but it's been very rewarding now. Now I understand. Now I get it. Like, you know, people are like, one day you'll finally understand why you went through what you. Now I get it. Like, I get it. I'm able to appreciate him so much. Alright, y'all. Well, I will see y'all in my next video. Make sure you stay safe out here in this quarantine. Stay home. Don't be out there trying to do some things. Y'all to stay in y'all's homes so we can get out of quarantine. Alright, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.